Good morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. Unfortunately, today we have a topic that is a little bit not exciting to talk about. I want to talk about the credit freeze. Well, not the credit freeze, about why you should freeze your credit because there was just a really big data breach. Freezing your credit means that people can't open new cards or take out loans in your name. That's what placing a credit freeze does. You want to do it through all three credit agencies. I want to look at an article just because I've kind of been at work this week and I actually still need to do this. But I really want to encourage all of you to do it as well. From what I'm seeing, it's being recommended to call. But let's share my screen. Okay. So, I just want to encourage all of my viewers. Well, maybe not all of my viewers. I will tell you one reason why you might not want to freeze your credit, and that would be if you are going to be applying for a major loan like a car loan or a home loan yourself. You want to make sure your credit is not frozen for that. But it's supposed to be pretty easy to just freeze it and then unfreeze it. Okay. Data leak credit. Credit freeze. Okay. Oof. All right. Okay. This says, should you freeze your credit after a data breach? In the aftermath of a major security breach confirmed by National Public Data on Friday, many may have to safeguard their sensitive information, like their social security number, to prevent identity theft. One of the best ways to do this is going through a credit freeze, which limits access to your credit reports. So even though I haven't done this yet, I am going to be doing this today. Hi, Sean. Thank you. It is so hot today. So I just have on my comfy $20 Amazon dress because, oh my goodness, it is hot, hot, hot. But thank you. And then Michael, happy Sunday. So you've heard about the credit hold. Does that limit your credit card usage or does that freeze your credit from going up? Let's Google that because so I am great at finding information. I don't always initially know the answer. So I don't know if freezing your credit will affect your credit score. So I'm going to open a new tab, I think, to do that. Does freezing your credit affect your credit score? Okay, share this tab instead. Okay. Now this is Experian. This is an article from Experian, which is one of the bureaus that you want to freeze your credit with. Okay, what to know before freezing your credit? Quick answer. Before freezing your credit, know that while a security freeze can help protect you from fraud, it doesn't completely block access to your credit reports. Plus, you'll need to remember to unfreeze your credit reports before applying for a credit card or loan. Okay. You have the right to add a security freeze to your credit reports for free, also known as a credit freeze. This action can limit access to your credit reports and help protect you from some types of credit and identity fraud. However, credit freezes don't stop all types of fraud, and they can keep companies from checking your credit reports when you legitimately apply for a new credit card or loan. If you're considering freezing your credit, keep the following factors in mind. What to know before you freeze your credit. Before you freeze your credit, make sure you know what a credit freeze is, how it works, and the advantages and potential drawbacks. What a credit freeze is. A credit freeze is formally known as a security freeze, and it's a tool you can use to limit access to your credit reports. When you freeze your credit, the credit bureaus are only allowed to share your credit reports with certain companies and under certain circumstances. When you apply for a new credit card, the card issuer will often request a copy of your credit report. However, if you've frozen your credit, the credit bureau won't be allowed to share your credit report with the card issuer for it to make lending decisions. The lack of access could lead the issuer to decline your application. This isn't ideal if you are hoping to get approved, but it also means that someone who steals your personal information could have trouble taking out loans or credit cards in your name, protecting you from fraud. Credit freezes don't block all access to your credit reports. Freezing your credit only limits access to your credit reports. It doesn't block it completely. The credit bureaus can still share your credit reports when they're requested for non-lending purposes, such as when creditors check their customer's credit to manage their account, an employer, insurance company, or landlord wants to check someone's credit, creditors create pre-screened list of consumers to send offers of credit. If you prefer not to receive these offers, you can opt out at optoutprescreen.com. Government agencies request a person's credit report to comply with a court order or warrant. Debt collectors use credit reports to help find consumers' current contact information. Companies use the personal information in a credit report to help verify a consumer's identity. You'll also still be able to check and monitor your own credit if your report is frozen, including with free services like the one Experian offers, such as free credit monitoring. How to freeze your credit. You can request a credit freeze online, by phone, or by mail. The easiest option tends to be online. Oh, okay. There are a few things to know. Freezing your credit is free. That's a big one, you guys. Don't pay for any credit freezing services. If anybody calls you and they say that your information was part of the leak and they can help you, that could be a scam. So just be careful of that. Always, it should be you initiating with the company, not the other way around for something like this. And again, that is a free service, so you shouldn't need to pay for that. Okay. You have to submit separate requests with each of the credit bureaus, Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. The request is often complete within a few seconds or a few days if you mail the request. Your report will stay frozen until you unfreeze or thaw it. To freeze your Experian credit report, you can log in or create an account and manage your credit card file from Experian's Security Freeze Center. How to check if your credit reports are frozen. You'll want to unfreeze your credit reports before applying for a new credit card or loan to avoid potential delays. If you can't remember whether you froze your credit reports or not, you might be able to check by logging into your accounts at each of the credit bureaus, or you could try calling and asking about your report's status. Alternatively, you could request a free copy of your credit reports from annualcreditreport.com and may see a statement on your reports indicating that they are frozen. How to unfreeze your credit reports. The same account you use to freeze and check the status of your reports also allow you to unfreeze the reports. There are two options when unfreezing your reports. To permanently unfreeze, the report will stay thawed until you request a new freeze. Temporarily unfreeze. You can choose this when you want your report to be unfrozen and refrozen. For example, you're applying for a personal loan and unfreeze your report long enough for the personal loan company to check your credit, then have the freeze automatically return. Generally, it only takes a few minutes to thaw your reports if you make the request online or by phone. A temporary thaw may be a simpler way to manage your credit because you can schedule the thaws for when you plan to apply for a new account and then have your reports automatically refrozen. There's some alternatives to credit freezes. A credit freeze may be one of the best free ways to help protect you from identity thieves opening new accounts in your name. But there are other options as well. A credit lock is similar to a credit freeze, but it's often offered as a feature in a paid subscription program from a credit bureau. The subscriptions may also come with credit and identity monitoring features, and it might be slightly easier to toggle credit locks on and off than manage credit freezes. Fraud alert. If you suspect that you've been the victim of identity theft, you have the right to request that a credit bureau add a fraud alert to your credit report. The alert tells creditors that your identity may be compromised and that they should take extra steps to verify your identity before opening a new account. Unlike credit freezes, you only need to request a fraud alert from one bureau, and the bureau will relay your request to the other two. Let's read that part again. Fraud alert. If you suspect you're the victim of identity theft, you have the right to request that a credit bureau add a fraud alert to your credit report. The alert tells creditors that your identity may be compromised and that they should take extra steps to verify your identity before opening a new account. Unlike credit freezes, you only need to request a fraud alert from one bureau, and that bureau will relay your request to the other two. So I'm not sure. Like, I suppose you could call and ask if a fraud alert is better, because they're saying that this is almost every American's data that got leaked. And they're saying, like, don't think, oh, I don't have anything that anybody can take. There's no money in my bank account to drain. That's not necessarily the main concern. One of the main concerns, all right, Richard, I'm so glad. So Richard is already very proactive and froze his credit with all three bureaus. Good morning, Joy and Joey. And we're still trying to look into if that impacts your credit score when you freeze it. I don't think it would. It's just going to prevent new cards being opened in your name. But again, even if you don't have anything, so Mom, you might want to do this. Maybe I'll help you do it the next time I see you. Guys, if you have parents, help them freeze their credit, because even if your credit score is bad, right? Sometimes there's there's really high interest credit cards. You don't want people to open cards in your name and then you start getting the bill for them, or it starts impacting your credit score or any of that. So, if you guys have parents that are a little bit older that might need help, please check in on them and help them do this. Okay. So, but if you plan on applying for new accounts soon and you're worried that your identity is compromised, a fraud alert might be sufficient. Otherwise, interesting, a credit freeze can offer more security, but it comes with the downside of an extra step each time you want to apply for credit. Credit locks aren't free, but they're often one of the many features you receive with a subscription. With a paid Experian membership, for example, you'll also receive notification when someone applies for credit while your Experian credit report is locked. You can freeze other parts of reports also. I just want to show you guys something if I can. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm pulling something up on my phone. Okay, I believe I can show you guys this. So, yeah. All right, this is my this is my Citi card. Do you see right there where it says lock card? We can just do that, lock card, and it's already locked. So on this credit card, no one can, and it's been locked on this card since 9/30 of 2021, just because I don't really use this card very often. So I locked it. Yeah. So locking and unlocking, you can do yourself. Okay. You can freeze other types of reports too. Similar to how you can freeze your consumer credit reports, you may have the right to freeze other types of consumer reports. Oh, I think I took this off screen, so hold on. Let me add it back. There we go. You guys, I feel like I should just post a whole video on this. Okay, so other types of reports that you can freeze are your National Consumer Telecom and Utilities Exchange (NCTUE) reports. The NCTUE collects information from home security, utility, pay TV, and telecom companies to create consumer reports. These companies may also request an NCTUE report when opening a new account to determine whether consumers have unpaid balances and how much to request for a security deposit. Freezing your NCTUE report could help someone from opening one of these accounts in your name. Checks systems reports. Checks systems creates reports with information related to checking and savings account, such as whether someone bounced checks or overdrew their account. Freezing your checks system report could help someone from opening an account at a bank or credit union using your information. And the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau maintains a list of consumer reporting companies with notes on whether the companies will freeze your reports. You can freeze your child's credit. Oh, this sucks. Sadly, many children are targets of identity theft and credit fraud precisely because people might not think to check a minor's report. However, you can ask each of the credit bureaus to freeze your child's credit report to help protect them. If your child doesn't have a credit report, the bureau can create and then freeze the report as a preventative measure. Experian's Child Identity Theft Protection Center has more information on how you can check if your child has an Experian credit report and add a fraud alert to the report or freeze it. How to freeze your credit for free. Freezing and unfreezing your consumer credit report is always free. Here are several ways to do it at each bureau. If you mail the request, you may need to print and complete specific forms or include copies of identifying documents with your request. How to freeze your credit with all three credit bureaus. And again, I went to the Experian website. So this should be a good, legitimate website. Let's go through the facts, the FAQs, and then we'll go through how to do this. So the three that you need to freeze would be Experian, TransUnion, and Equifax. Let me see if you guys have questions right now. Nope. Okay. How long does a credit freeze last? There's no time limit on credit freezes. Once you freeze your credit reports, they can remain frozen until you unfreeze them. However, when you request a thaw, you can either request a permanent or a temporary thaw. With a temporary thaw, your reports will be automatically refrozen on the day you choose. Is there a downside to freezing your credit? The main downside to freezing your credit is that you may have trouble qualifying for a new credit card or loan if you don't unfreeze your reports before applying. However, as long as you remember to unfreeze them later, freezing your credit reports can be a simple and free way to help protect yourself from credit card fraud. Can you open a credit card if your credit is frozen? When you apply for a credit card and your credit reports are frozen, the card issuer won't be able to check your reports. Some card issuers might approve credit card applications without a credit check, but generally, the issuer will automatically decline your application or let you know that your application is pending. If you've only frozen one or two of your reports, there's a chance the issuer could still check your credit and approve your application. If the application is pending, you might be able to unfreeze your reports, call the issuer, and ask it to review the application again. Oh, here's the answer we were looking for. Does a credit freeze affect your credit score? Credit freezes don't affect your credit scores. They limit access to your credit reports, which could keep creditors from seeing your credit scores. However, information can still be added and removed from your credit reports, and you can still check your credit reports and scores. Your creditors may also be able to continue accessing your credit reports and scores. So your current creditors can do that. So that's also good to know because you guys know that one of the things that I recommend on this channel, or maybe some of you don't because some of you are a little bit newer, is sometimes you can call. I've done this before and it works. You can call and you can say, hey, I'm currently paying 20.99% interest on this credit card. And you can pitch them two stories. Story one is, I've been paying my bills off regularly. Is this the best interest rate that you can offer me? And sometimes if they can see you've been paying everything on time, maybe your credit score has improved since you got issued the card, they can sometimes lower the interest rate that you're paying. Now, of course, the ideal set of information instructions is for you to pay your credit card balances off in full every month. But if you can't, calling and just asking them if they're able to lower your interest rate, that can sometimes work if you've been making progress and your credit score has improved since you originally applied. The other way you can approach it is you can say, hey, look, I'm about to be in a little bit of trouble. I'm about to not be able to pay this credit card. And I don't want to go into default. You can see my history has been good up to this point, but I'm really struggling. Are you able to lower my interest rate? And sometimes they can. Hi, good morning, Rocky. Okay, and Richard said, this is great, Richard, because I'm so glad that you took the steps to protect yourself. You had no trouble freezing your credit with Experian and Equifax, but you had many problems with TransUnion, and it took quite a while to freeze with TransUnion. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so that'll be the one. And I don't know if I can do it with you guys online. We'll see if it asks for confidential information, and then we'll go from there. Okay. You want to monitor your credit for unexpected changes. So whether or not you freeze your credit reports, monitoring your credit can also be important. Unexpected activity or accounts could indicate that someone has taken over your account or opened a new account in your name. If you want to monitor your Experian credit report, a free Experian account includes access to your credit report with monthly updates, real-time alerts for important changes, and FICO score tracking. Learn more about freezing your credit. Like, does freezing your credit file affect other accounts? Freezing your credit file will not have an effect on your existing credit accounts. Find out how a security freeze works and when it's a good idea. What is the best way to get a credit freeze removed? Removing a credit freeze, like activating a freeze in the first place, is your right under the law. And new online tools make the process simpler than ever. Should I add a fraud alert or a credit freeze to my credit report? If there is an inquiry on your credit report and you do not recognize the merchant, there are several steps you can take to protect yourself. Security freeze basics. What is a security freeze? A security freeze, also sometimes known as a credit freeze, is a step you can take to limit the release of your credit report. Okay. This looks like, there's, you guys, I know that this is weird, but like, I'm looking at this latest research stuff, and let me know if you guys would like me to look at any of these articles, because it's like inflation, wages, and credits. Are younger consumers winning in 2024? Then there's this research article, it looks like, about cities where millennials and Gen Z have the highest credit card debt, average personal loan balance. Let me know if you want me to check any of those things. Okay, so I did say that we will look at, I'm going to go to TransUnion online. Okay, and we're going to share this tab instead. Okay, so now I'm on the TransUnion website, and I am just checking real quick that in my search bar, since I followed a link from the Experian website to TransUnion, I'm looking. Some of the fake websites, though, are getting pretty good, so you do want to be careful. But so this is the TransUnion credit freeze process. Okay, let's see. A credit freeze, also known as a security freeze, is the best way to help prevent new accounts from being opened in your name. It's absolutely free to freeze, unfreeze, and temporarily lift a freeze on your credit, and it won't affect your credit score. Okay, let's just see. Let's just push it. Let's say add a freeze. Okay. So it's going to need your personal name, your number, your address, your email address, your phone number, your date of birth, the last 4 digits of your social security number. It looks like that's it, except that there is a step 2. So yeah, it looks like it's going to need name, address, city. Maybe I will, you guys, I think, am I going to do it? Am I actually going to do it today? Yes. Okay. So Rocky, let me pull up the article that I saw, and Graham Stephan and who are the other finance YouTubers that I'm still watching and on Instagram? There's a lawyer, Angela. She's always sharing information on Instagram about like class action lawsuits. And I think your rich BFF, Vivian, she's saying to do it. Everybody's saying to do it. And let me find the article that tells you why. Hold on. There was recently a big data breach. So let's find that article. Data leak. Okay. All right. Oh, this is interesting. I feel like. All right. So Wells Fargo. Morgan Stanley. Let's see. Let's see if Morgan Stanley. Okay, why a credit freeze is the best response to a data breach, that's what just happened. And this is from Morgan Stanley. So the latest data breach may have you worried about your personal information. Am I still sharing? Let me make sure I'm sharing my tab. Yes, I am. Yeah, better safe than sorry. I completely agree. And Richard, kudos for you that you've already taken that step. Okay, so the latest data breach may have you worried about your personal information. Learn about a simple step you can take to protect your identity today. The headlines come at us constantly. 143 records leaked at Equifax, 1 billion exposed in a Yahoo breach, and 110 million records compromised at Target. Let's see when this was written, though. Does it have a date on it? It doesn't. So these are just past things. But anyway, after each new unprecedented hack, you're rushed into a free credit monitoring program that promises to watch your files and alert you to any unusual activity. But is that enough to truly keep you safe? Shouldn't you be able to stop criminals from fraudulently opening new credit rather than being alerted after the fraud has taken place? You can with something called a credit freeze or security freeze. The credit agencies have been reluctant to share this fact because it disrupts the low friction credit system. By default, your credit files at Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion are open and unsecure. It makes it easy and quick to obtain new lines of credit. You fill out an application, the lender checks your credit, and you're approved if you meet the standards. The easy system puts you at risk. Given the sheer number of recent data breaches, it's very likely that your personal information, name, birth date, social security number has already been exposed. A hacker can use that data to steal your identity and obtain new credit without your knowledge. Freeze your credit. One action can secure your credit file. A security freeze locks your credit file at each bureau with a special PIN that only you know. That PIN must be used in order for anyone to access your credit file or add new credit in your name. It is imperative that you freeze your credit immediately at the big 3 credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. A security freeze offers greater protection than the highly advertised credit monitoring and fraud alert. Credit monitoring does not stop a thief from opening a new account in your name. Instead, they alert you of a potential fraud after the fact. If their monitoring claims hold true, that is not good protection against identity theft. You'll still have to put in the time to get your file corrected. Okay, we're going to go back to that, but I'm going to see now if I have a text that I can share with you guys. I think I totally deleted it, but I did delete it because I was like, ugh. Okay. So yesterday, while I was at work, I got a text that was like, I'm going to remove this from the screen so you guys can see me better, so you can see that I have a serious face on. I got a text yesterday while I was at work that was like, new login attempted on your Amazon account. If this was you, click here. I feel like first, just don't follow that. If you think that like something's wrong with your Amazon account, like let's say you get a text that says, "Oh, a suspicious login is shown up from such and such. Click this link to verify it was you." Now, sometimes you're expecting it, right? Sometimes like it's a 6-digit code that you need to log in. But again, if you've just gone to citibank.com and then you get the approval code that you knew was coming from your phone, that's okay to use that, but you still wouldn't really do it from your phone. You would do it from the website that you were using to access your data. But let's say that you get one of these texts and you're really worried. You're like, oh my God, that wasn't me trying to log in on my Amazon account. Instead of following the link, because you're not expecting that. It wasn't you trying to log on, right? So you're not expecting that text. Don't follow those. And like my old coworker says, anybody who answers their phone in 2024 is an idiot. Not my words. I would never call anybody an idiot. But he says, do not answer your phone unless you're expecting that call. Don't answer that information. Let it go to voicemail. Okay. It's kind of same with these texts. I just deleted it. I wasn't on Amazon, but if you're concerned, instead of following the link, don't do that. Go to www.amazon.com and you can initiate. Once you're on amazon.com, you can then like open a chat with their online person and say, hey, I just got this text. Was that legitimate? Once you're on Amazon that you've typed in separate from like a text that you got on your phone, that's when you go. Here, let me just show you what that would look like just in case. We're going to come back to that page. So I think we're just going to open another tab. Amazon.com. Okay. Let's see. All right. So this is actually my Amazon accounts. This is some stuff I've been buying. Ooh, we're looking at a weird pool float. Okay. We're looking at vacuums. I need a vacuum, you guys. Okay, that's a different story. Ooh, I was looking at some of this. I'm thinking about reading Fourth Wing. All right. Ooh, I was looking at dresses apparently. Okay. So, but we scroll all the way to the bottom. And is there contact us? Let us help you. Manage your contact, blah, 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 returns and replacements, Amazon Prime, your account. Let's hit your account. Login and security. You can change your security, your messages, customer service. So we're going to click that one. You know what I want, you guys? Oh, I just saw this thing. No, don't buy anything, Shelly. This is the trouble when you go to Amazon. In your Prime, update your password, return items, track your package, check refund, where's my stuff, other topics. So, but you see what I'm saying, right? Like you guys go yourself. This is way too complicated though. Isn't there like just like a chat with us feature? I feel like there is. Where is that? But anyway, I went to Amazon. I'm looking all this up. Identity and report scams. Identify and report scams. How do I identify scams? Ooh, let's just look at this. Let's look at this. How do I identify scams? Phishing and spoof communications. If you've received suspicious communications or found a suspicious website claiming to be from Amazon, visit the following help pages: how to identify fake emails, how to identify fake text messages. I'm going to click that one in a second because that's what I had. What is an impersonation scam? Impersonation scams occur when a scammer pretends to be a trustworthy organization or person in order to steal your money or personal information. Impersonation scams are perpetrated in a wide variety of ways: by phone, email, text, or even by messaging you on social media. Scammers aim to have you make a payment of some kind, share personal information, or give them access to your computer. They do so by pretending to be a well-known organization with whom you've likely engaged. How do I identify an impersonation scam? Impersonation scams can be difficult to identify. Here are some red flags indicating an impersonation scam. 1. False urgency. Scammers often try to create a sense of urgency to persuade you to do what they're asking. 2. Asking for personal information. Scammers may try to persuade you to provide personal information over the phone, such as an address, payment information, account login credentials, or financial information. 3. Purchases outside of Amazon. Scammers may try to ask you to send money outside of the Amazon website or mobile app through a third-party site or wire transfer. Payment via gift cards. Scammers may request you purchase an exclusive and exclusively pay with gift cards. They may ask for the gift card number, claim code, or PIN. Again, like let's just say that you don't take my old yeah, I get that. Yeah, me too, Richard. I do too. Just delete them. Even if you think it could be real, just delete it and then go to the website yourself and initiate the chat, because they're getting really good. Like, it looked really good, but it was like, if this isn't you, click it. And like, I knew I wasn't like logging on to Amazon. Also, though, I do log on to Amazon sometimes for my work. And like, so maybe somebody was like looking to buy batteries and I was still logged in on my account. Maybe that was a different computer. But either way, like, don't click and follow those links from text, and don't answer your phone if you're not expecting it. If it's really important, they'll leave you a voicemail. But even then, the voicemails can sometimes not be honest either. Okay. Unexpected order. You may receive notification of an order or delivery for an item that you weren't expecting. If you received correspondence regarding an order you didn't place, it likely wasn't from Amazon. Visit your orders to review your order history, or to report a suspicious message, visit report a scam. If you received suspicious communication claiming to be from Amazon and you don't have an account with us, report it at reportascam@amazon.com. For more information on the most common scam tactics, visit Scam Trends. So we'll do that in a second, maybe. Okay, so how to identify fake messages /SMS. So scammers may send you text messages claiming to be Amazon. That's what I got. Be mindful if you receive a text message sent from phone numbers that you don't recognize, or from a number with a country code, the difference from your country of residence. And I think +1 is our country code. You receive text messages for orders or deliveries that you are not expecting, not respecting. You receive text messages that contain phishing links with URLs that are misspelled, have typos, or have a link that is an IP address. However, know that Amazon might send you text messages for updates on your orders, payments, deliveries, or account status. Okay. We're going to go back to that last page and share this tab instead. Okay. And we're going to look at scam trends. Might as well, right? Because I don't know if you guys remember this. It really is. And there's been a couple times where it's surprised me. And like, we're all smart people, right? Nobody that can get on YouTube, nobody here is like not knowledgeable, right? I think you're all knowledgeable and capable. And even my mom, who's a little bit older, she's knowledgeable and capable. These people are really good. I think there was one time where it's like, we've got your social security number and we're gonna do all this stuff if you don't call. No, even if they say they already have it, do not respond. Do not respond. You're not going to jail. You don't need to call anybody. Just delete those messages. And if you're ever unsure, still don't respond to that message, but call the organization directly. Like, get out of that message, go online and do it that way. Oh yeah, for sure. They're good. They're good at what they do, but it's definitely very bad. My old coworker, different old coworker, their elderly neighbor got caught with one of those gift card scams. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I actually did get caught by a scam. It was for a clothing brand that I wear. It's actually a clothing brand that it's tied. We're going to tie it back to Jenny Silver real quick. When I did my photo shoot with Jenny Silver, she turned me onto this clothing brand. It's super cute. I think I had seen them before, but I hadn't paid a lot of attention. But a lot of the clothing that I wore in the film shoot with Jenny Silver was from a brand called Unique Vintage. Okay, so it's a brand that I had purchased from before. And then I was on Facebook. Again, this is how I got scammed. I was on Facebook and it was like, Unique Vintage is having a sale. Follow this link. And I clicked the link because it looked legitimate. So I did what I told you guys not to do. But Facebook has ads. And sometimes they're legitimate. So I thought, oh yeah, I want to see what's on sale at Unique Vintage, because it was like up to 40% off. So it wasn't like a totally crazy deal. Like sometimes when they're doing closeouts, they do. Sometimes companies go up to 80% off, right? But the mistake I made was following the link through Facebook instead of getting out of Facebook altogether and going through, and this can be from your phone too. So I was on Facebook. Let's see here. Here we go. This is my friend on Facebook. So I was on Facebook and there was some ad like this says Disney Store, right? So I followed like a shop now link on Disney, but don't do that. So I hit that, but like that's a bad call. So we'll go back to Facebook now. Oh, okay. I want to, some ad they're showing me is cute and I think I want to press it. Let's get out of there. We'll go regular there. And I'm going to, even though it's showing me Disney Store, I'm still going to type in www. Actually, I would go to Rakuten first. Do you guys know that? I do have that linked down below. But www.disneystore. I'm going to just type in the whole thing, even though it's pre-filling for me. .com space. Okay, and then go. So now I know for sure. Oh, there's an enchanted. Dang it. Guys, don't do this. See, but Disney is having a sale. 20, 30, 40% off. The Enchanted Savings event. Anyway, don't buy more stuff, Shelly. Don't look at this. Okay. Anyway, you guys get the point. So, but I followed a Facebook ad for Unique Vintage and it was like 40% off. And then it was like close out, take additional 30% off or add this much to your cart. It kept being like add $1 more to get like $5 worth of free stuff. And then that old saying is true, you guys. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, right? Okay. Rocky says we need Shelly's Million merch. I don't know if we do. I don't know if I have time to design merch, you guys. And you know what? I would rather see you invest that money than spend it on merch that I have, quite honestly. But thank you for the desire for the merch that you would support. Okay, Richard says, the problem is there's more money to be made in a bad way than in a good way and made faster. Yeah. Hi, Jeff. Jeff, Jeff's my friend in real life. It's good to see you. I just saw the pictures of you and Rebecca, I think at your friend's wedding. You guys, did you hear about the data breach? Please, please, please lock your credit. That's what we're talking about today. And then some scams as well, unfortunately. And I need to come visit you guys. I know Jeff, I used to go with his wife to Burning Man, but we haven't been to Burning Man in years. I heard that this year those tickets didn't sell out. Okay, anyway, so these are common scams. And I think this was on the list, the thing about the sale at stores that you shop at. I think this might be on the trends list. Okay, I'm gonna have a sip of coffee. If this video has been helpful to you guys, please give a moment and like the video. So these are the current scam trends according to Amazon. Review a sample of common scam trends. Scammers are creative and shift their tactics constantly. This list is not comprehensive of all the scammer tactics. If you think you're being targeted by a scammer, visit identifying a scam. Amazon has partnered with the Better Business Bureau to provide consumers with a searchable scam tracker. This enables you to search for suspicious communications reported by others by email, URL, phone number, and more. Also, okay, I still have a Hotmail account. Let's see if it's on my Gmail. Okay. Flag. Unflag. Hold on. Oops. Well, I just moved something to junk. Hang on 1 second. I think there's like an easy way that you can. All right, laser away. I don't need an email from laser away. So let's see here. I feel okay. So we can move it to junk and you can block sender. We're just going to move it to junk though. I thought there was a way to report it if you thought it was like a phishing scam, but maybe not. Okay. Anyway, so here's some common scams according to Amazon. Order confirmation scams. And what's interesting, guys, is I used to avoid the word saying scam and phishing and hackers. I used to avoid all those words on my YouTube channel because sometimes that flags it as though I'm going to be the one creating criminal activity. But I'm not worried about that so much anymore. I'm more concerned about you guys and your credit safety. And I'm only making like 80 cents off the live videos these days anyway. So we're not worried about losing our 80 cents. So we're going to say these words to protect you guys. I'm going to have another sip of coffee. All right. So the current trends, some of them that Amazon is mentioning is order confirmation scams. Order confirmation scams involve unexpected communications that often refer to an unauthorized purchase. Scammers ask you to act urgently to confirm or cancel the purchase. They may try to convince you to provide payment details, install software, or purchase gift cards. If you receive unexpected correspondence regarding an order, verify your orders by logging into your Amazon account. Only legitimate purchases will appear in your order history. You can also contact customer service for support. Tech support scams. Scammers create fake websites claiming to provide tech support for your Amazon devices and services. Customers who land on these pages are lured to contact the scammer and fall prey to their schemes. Go directly to the help section of our website when seeking help with Amazon devices or services. If you use a search engine, use caution. Legitimate Amazon websites contain Amazon.com, such as Amazon.com/support. Prime membership scams. Membership fee scams falsely claim that a costly membership fee is owed or that an issue exists with your membership. Scammers try to convince you to provide payment or bank account information in order to reinstate a membership. Amazon will never ask you to provide payment information for products or services over the phone. Visit the Message Center on the Amazon website or mobile app to review authentic emails from Amazon. To verify your Prime membership status or make payments, log into your Amazon account, then go to your account and select Prime. Account suspicion, deletion scams. Account suspicion and deletion scams claim your account will be suspended or deleted unless you take specific action. Actions may include selecting a fraudulent link or providing information like payment details or login credentials to verify your account. Amazon will never ask you to disclose your password or verify sensitive personal information over the phone or any website other than Amazon.com. Don't access any links or provide your information to anyone over the phone without authenticating the email or the phone call. So if you answer the phone from a number that you don't recognize, which again, my friend says, don't be doing that in 2024. And I agree. Don't answer it if you don't know the number. If it's important or it's somebody that you know, they'll leave a message. But even sometimes these scammers are leaving messages. So just don't call them back. If they say it's Amazon, you would come to the Amazon website. And then if you have questions, the Amazon website or mobile app, authentic emails from Amazon are logged in the message center. And I don't really think that Amazon calls you, but you could go to the help section and the chat and say, hey, I just got a call. Is this legitimate? And they're probably going to be like, no, after you go to the website, not following links. I hope that made sense. Okay. So Richard says it's so sad that seniors are the main target of scammers. Absolutely. And again, though, I'm not a senior yet, so I'm 47 and, my mom's like, you're not a senior yet. You're so far away from being a senior. Oh yeah, Mom. I keep telling her, the senior center by my house, by her house soon enough, they'll let you in when you're 50. So that's 3 years. We got 3 years and I can go to the senior center. So I'm not that far off, but I got targeted on Facebook because I wanted a dress at 40% off. So it can happen to anybody. And I don't want it to be like, oh, it's just seniors. And it's certainly not just seniors that were targeted in this data breach. So yeah. And it also does not hurt. It doesn't hurt to go ahead and change and update your passwords. That's something that I need to do also. I tell you though, I have a lot of accounts, right? I'm sure we all do at this point in time. And, I need to update my passwords. I do. And I'm not looking forward to it. There's a little TikTok right now from a guy and he's like, do any of you share passwords with your family? And it's the same 4-digit code. So if you go to your uncle's in 3 years down the line and you need a 4-digit code to get in his garage, you'll be able to get in because the whole family uses the same code. Now my mom and I don't do that. But I have a friend group that we grew up with, and there was a song that was popular or a band, and it was like a number that this band used. And Sean, oh my goodness, flattery will get you everywhere, especially because I don't even feel like thank you is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, 47 must be the good lighting in here. And then Rocky says, not only seniors, you're in your early 40s and getting confused to stay on top of this stuff. Yeah, because it's getting a lot where at work, we have to change our passwords every 3 months, but it's like we have a payroll program that you have to change your password in every 3 months. We have our main computer that we have to change our password to every 3 months. I think there's I have a company card. That website wants me to change my password every 3 months. So just the passwords at work are getting a lot. They're getting a lot to manage. Richard, you're 65. Yeah, my mom is 77. So my mom's 30 years older than me. And she sometimes gets, she's pretty good at realizing when it's not real. But sometimes it trips me up. They're good at being bad. Like one of you said earlier. So it's really terrible. And it's stressful, even if you're pretty sure that it's not real. Even when I saw that text yesterday and I was like, man, I'm just going to delete it. But there's a part of you, right? And this is how they prey on you. There's a part of you that goes, well, what if it's real? What if this text is trying to alert me that someone's fraudulently logging into my account? And if I don't click it right now, something bad is going to happen to me, right? And so then that's why people click. But I'm just telling you, do not follow the links to those emails if I was really all that concerned about it. So I just literally, I swiped left, which deletes things on my phone. So I just deleted that whole text message. And I think I deleted and reported as junk. You can definitely do that. Let's see if I have any that I can do that from your text messages. Okay, here's one. It's like some political thing, right? So I'm just gonna, where is it? Okay, so I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna go to delete, and I'm gonna go to delete. Oh, I wasn't showing you guys anything. Anyway, I'm gonna delete and report junk on this so that they don't do that. So if you're not expecting the call, just do that. Swipe left, delete, and report junk. Then go on to Jeff. So Jeff's wife is Rebecca. They're both my friends, but I became friends with Rebecca first. So Rebecca's parents got scammed pretty bad this year. That's too bad. I'm really sorry about it. It's just so frustrating. It's so frustrating. And here's the thing, right? When I'm telling everybody, recommending to freeze your credit after this data breach, is it going to take a little time? Yes. But it's going to take less time than getting all of this unwound. And somehow, my old coworker's neighbor, who's a little bit, she's elderly, they convinced her to buy a bunch of gift cards. And we're not quite sure, like, because buying gift cards, if somebody ever asks you to do that, just hang up the phone. But hopefully you haven't answered to begin with, but just never do that. But like, they convinced her that if she didn't, also, I worry that my mom would be got if they ever called her, because I guess like they'll call and they'll say that like your loved one is in jail, and unless you wire them like $1,000 right away, that they're gonna be put away for jail. And it's so hard when they play on like your heart, right? These are people you love. Like, you don't want anybody to go to jail. I know my mom would not want me to go to jail. And sometimes you don't know, like, although I'm not doing any activities that would land me in jail, like, my mom has, like, I don't know, she doesn't know if I've had one too many drinks, maybe drunk driving, like, although I wouldn't drink and drive, but like, there's always the chance. And I think that's what they prey on, is that chance that they're telling the truth. And so you're just trying to do the right thing, but it's really terrible. All right, we got to end this on a little bit more of a positive note. Okay. Oh, okay. Jeff's saying he used to work at shutterfly.com. The number one way to see if you're getting scammed is to look for gift card purchase activity on your accounts. Yeah. And something, I don't know. There's so many scams. Just be careful, you guys, and don't answer these texts. Don't answer these phone calls. Delete them. And then if you have questions, go to the website. But also freeze your accounts. Okay, we got to turn his little frown upside down. And we got to look at movie grosses for Debbie. Debbie, can you please comment if you're still watching these? I know sometimes you pop in. Did you stick around to the end today? And Alex, I hope you and your new roommate are doing well. Actually, let me go put this back on the screen. I believe that this week, the number one movie is Alien Romulus, but let me just double check that. Box office grosses this weekend. Do I want to do Box Office Mojo? Which deadline? But why is this? I am really excited too about Beetlejuice. And I have a really fun dress that I'm going to wear. You guys have already seen it. It's like a green and green and black stripy dress. So it's perfect for Halloween, and it's perfect for this. Sorry, I've got 12 of you watching. Please like the video. So we were talking about the data breach and freezing your credit, which I definitely recommend to everybody. But also my main job's a movie theater, and I have at least one viewer who always asks me what's good that we're playing and what the #1 movie is. So I always do that for her. I really try and customize my content to what you guys. All right, Rocky. Rocky's saying the holidays are getting closer. Can't wait for the live Christmas tree decorating. We're gonna have to see. Because with my mom moving in, I'm not sure what my house is even gonna look like, if there's gonna be space, because my poor mom, she's like, I'm just gonna move in with like the clothes on my back. No, you're not, Mom. We can fit like whole bookcases. I gotta make some actual videos for you guys. We're gonna do that. Because on my to-do list is to make 4 real videos, and I've made none. So I think we'll turn this topic into a real video. And we will also give you guys the house tour before my mom moves in. Okay, so #1 movie though. Let's see here. Yep. Alien Romulus seeks teeth into 108 million plus global debut, international box office. Sometimes I like the domestic box office better. And yeah, probably the movie though that I am most excited for right now is this the domestic? Let's look at this. Is Beetlejuice. Like, I loved the first one. I'm excited for the second one. We're getting the popcorn buckets, like it's like the worm. I love it. I love it. Okay. Sunday morning update. So much for the doldrums of August. Between Alien Romulus and the near 100 million grossing Sony Wayfarer Studios movie It Ends With Us, it's clear we've shaken off all the strike jitters. Disney continues to keep the shine on its 20th Century Studios brand with their own fingerprints on storied franchises, as Alien Romulus settles with 41.5 million, the second highest opening ever in the 45-year-old franchise, and the highest opening ever for genre meister Fede Alvarez and star Kaylee Spaney. Global start is way above what we originally spotted, 75 million with 108.2 million, but domestic is exactly where we called it. Intelligence. I like that. That's probably entertainment intelligence. The 2 words together. I like that. It's clever. A good business name. Intelligence reports that Alien Romulus clocked 2.7 million admissions, repping 27% of the entire weekend's foot traffic. Alvarez's previous big opening was 2016 late summer hit Don't Breathe, while Spaney's was 2018's Pacific Rim Uprising. 22% of those who bought tickets came because they're a fan of Alvarez. It was clear that Disney had something special in the visceral, edgy deep space of Alien Romulus at San Diego Comic-Con last month, not simply because Disney handed out face hugger mask to everyone in Hall H and more at the Hollywood premiere, but in the extended footage. But there was something else that was interesting in their marketing campaign. Apparently, some fans were divided about the ending of the movie. Disney didn't run away from that. In fact, they embraced that in the marketing, with the digital ads this weekend telling potential moviegoers to see Alien Romulus before they heard about the third act. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Oh, I don't know if I want to read all that because I don't know what happens, but I also haven't really seen those movies, so I don't know. Sorry. I had an itch. I'm trying to look for the other movies. Cinema partnerships include immersive in-theater takeovers with custom food and beverage items, custom signage and digital lobby displays. There are also life-size custom statues for 12 theaters and faked xenomorph building takeovers. All great items to post and excite on social channels in the age of the perverse popcorn buckets. Post Dune 2's Sandworm and Wolverine's open mouth for Deadpool and Wolverine. There were xenomorph head and face hugger popcorn buckets available at Regal and AMC. Okay, face hugging stunts. Anyway, so it was Alien Romulus. And then updates. In fact, if you looked around in LA, you may have thought Disney was launching a film called IMAX. For Merced, Alien Romulus is her second highest opening after 2017's Transformers. The last night's 44.6 million. Disney will own the #1 box office until Warner Brothers' Beetlejuice arrives on September 6th. Oh, and then here's the update. So the #1 movie is Alien Romulus. It's 20th Century Fox and Disney. Or I guess it's not. It's just 20th Fox and I don't know. Okay, so Disney. It's in 3,885 theaters for 41.5 million. Deadpool and Wolverine is the #2 movie. It did 29 million. And It Ends With Us did 24 million. #4 is Twisters with 9.8 million. Coraline, is this new? Or is this the old one? With 8.37 million. Despicable Me, 6 million. Trap, 35 million. Inside Out, 3.2 million. Borderlands, 2.35. And Stree 2, never heard of that, with 2.57 million. Okay, so that's the movie update. Is please, please, please protect your credit. Be careful out there. Any plans to start a second YouTube channel? Well, let's address this really quick. All the time I think about that. I think about, do I talk about movies on a second channel? I really need to focus on a health and fitness journey. Do I put that on a second YouTube channel? I like little toys like this. Do I do a toy channel? I had something forever that I was going to unbox for you guys. I finally just unboxed it. I was like, I don't need to wait. I've had it like probably for 3-4 years almost in the box. So I finally, like, I have to pare down. I can't keep buying stuff. But anyway, yes. But what kind of things? So a vlog's daily lifestyle. I have to be on. I haven't even put out one regular video this year. I just think like vlogs. Okay, we're going to talk about this for like 2 seconds before I head out. Vlogs are hard. YouTube is hard, right? But vlogs specifically, right behind me, I have. Is it right behind me? I'm trying to get. Okay, so I have. This is for, your phone. And sometimes I do film TikToks like this, but so, am I going to take this everywhere with me? Am I going to you have to set up to get the shot, right? Like if I'm going to make food or something. Also, I don't live a very interesting life most days, but people do get ready for works with me. I could get ready to go to the gym with me. I don't think that would be that exciting, but we could do that. But if I want to film making my coffee, I have to set up a shot of me making my coffee. People will put their whole phone inside the refrigerator and then open the refrigerator door. It's a little bit crazy, a little bit. And I think I'd be embarrassed. Here I'm just in my room by myself, but out in public with my phone, filming all the time, is that cringe? I don't know, you guys. I don't know, but you don't know until you try. And I have a lot of video ideas still, but I have more ideas than I have time to execute. And it's starting to calm down at my work, but I'm still pretty new. Even though I've been with my company for a long time, I've moved locations. There was a location I started at. Then there was the location where I first managed. I can't say the names, otherwise you'll know. Then I went back to the location where I started as the general manager. Then from there, I stayed for a long time at my location that closed. Then I helped out in 2019 at another location. I was there for almost a whole year. Then when I came back, I went back to that other location. Then I left briefly, but I still worked in movie theaters. And then I was in another city, and now I'm in yet another city and a new location. And even though the locations are all supposed to be exactly the same, they're all a little bit different. Okay, Richard says podcast. what if I just published these as a podcast? Also podcasting best, and yes, take it. I'm a YouTuber. Why, thank you. You may not think it's exciting, but too many people may enjoy it. That's true too. People are doing it and I can do it. I know. You just have to have the dedication to actually do it. One of my employees, he's pretty prominent on TikTok, but he says his problem is he's not actually uploading consistently. That might be nice. Oh, God. And then, I don't know. There's a lot of good ideas. Let me know. I'm going to head out today. I actually work at the theater today. But let me know what kind of content you guys would want to see. Richard, what kind of content on a second channel? What would you want to see? I think I'm going to do a lot more videos about like whether things are accessible for seniors and people with disabilities and how easy it is to get from like point A, point B, how much time to allow that kind of thing. Because when my mom moves in, I want us to do like a weekly outing. I think not only will that be good for her, but I think it'll be good for me. Since I kind of changed locations quite a bit, honestly, since the pandemic, I've been in 4 different locations, right? Since going back to work. So we reopened in 2021. So in 3 years, I've worked 4 different locations. That's a lot, in my opinion, especially from a girl who's like worked the same company for 28 years. So, I've been busy. I haven't been doing a lot outside of like work and making sure that the theater is up and good, just these Sunday YouTubes. But I want to make sure that my mom and because my mom's a cool lady, you guys, in case I have not mentioned that, it's not like, oh, bummer, my mom's moving in. It's like, oh, cool, I'm going to have somebody to do like all the crazy stuff that I want to do with me. Because my mom, she's always like, I'm just the passenger. I'm going wherever the car takes me. My mom is like down for pretty much whatever. And of course, like, I'm not going to like take her on some roller coaster that's going to like give her a heart attack. I don't like roller coasters, but like, so I'll pick appropriate activities, but like, I haven't even been to the Broad Museum. Like there's lots of museums and parks, and there's just all sorts of places that I would like to take my mom. So like a weekly outing of somewhere different. So maybe it would be filming for that. And you guys love my mom on camera. Also, Richard, I don't think you've seen my mom on camera other than the video that we did together. But people always love when I have her on the channel. So So mom, we're going to be doing some outings and we're probably going to be filming them. All right, you guys, I am going to head out today and have a great rest of your Sunday. Please, please, please protect your finances. Even if you're like, I don't have anything that anybody can take, you don't want people opening cards in your name, creating credit messes for you. So please, 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 if you have not already, please look into freezing your credit today. Do it as soon as I sign off. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Thanks for watching Shelly's Millions. I'll see you next Sunday.